right, well, this is just your weekly reminder that we post every Tuesday at 5 on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can now follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Nothing But Controversy. And if you want just the link tree to all of those links, go to our Instagram page and click the link in our bio, and that will give you access to every social media platform that we are on. With that being said, what's up, guys? And welcome to episode 12 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. And we are now officially 192 days away from the start of the 2021 NFL regular season.
Woo! Let's go.
This week we have two new segments, and if you haven't noticed already, or if you're listening to our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it is Jersey Week. I'm going to go first. The jersey I'm wearing is right here. It's a Los Angeles Lakers number 23 LeBron James jersey. Basically, the reason why I'm wearing it is because LeBron James is my favorite athlete in the world. It was about time that I got a LeBron James jersey. I got it this year, and I figured I got the whites because they won the championship in the whites. I find white jerseys are so nice. I love every white jersey in the NBA, and that's the reason why I got it in white, and it's my favorite athlete.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am rocking the number 1 D-Rose OG Bulls jersey. No other reason other than the fact that prime MVP D-Rose was arguably one of the most exciting players to watch ever. Such an exciting guy to watch, like I said. Not a Bulls fan by any means, but just that, everything D-Rose has been through, the comeback, his 50-point game with the T-Wolves there. I just respect everything he's done, and especially his time in Chicago. So that's why I'm rocking this jersey, and it just looks good too. So, yeah.
Gentlemen, it's a sad day for me. Probably the last time I'm going to be able to wear this jersey. I think you guys could all see it, but it's a Carson Wentz jersey. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get the opportunity to wear it again. I don't think I ever want to put it on again. It hurt a lot putting it on right before the show, but yeah, got to pay tribute one last time.
All right, I'm rocking that Phillies Bryce Harper jersey. I knew none of the boys were going to rock baseball jerseys, so I went a little different from them. Bryce Harper is my favorite baseball player of all time. I mean, I don't understand the hate that this guy gets, but I'll defend him till the day I die. That's why I'm rocking it today.
I love it. With the matching hat, we might add.
With the
matching hat.
True.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to our first segment of the day. And it is a new segment at that. We are very excited about this one, and it's called Conspiracy Time. This week, we're going to hand it off to Dawson, and he's going to introduce the conspiracy of this week.
All right. Well, everyone, welcome to the newest segment, Conspiracy Time. And let me tell you, our first one here is a doozy. It involves a top 2 NBA player of all time, Mr. Michael Jordan, having a child out of wedlock in the late 1980s. If that wasn't enough for you, what if I told you that this child grew up to be a future NBA All-Star? So this story goes all the way back to the 1980s, but I'm going to jump to 2016. In 2016, a sports blogger named Terez Owens, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's like a sports gossip blogger, received a tip that MJ was having an unwanted child, or had an unwanted child in the 1980s. So I actually have the written tip here. I'm going to read it, and then I'll go from there and kind of expand on the story from there. So the tip is actually titled, "The Child Out of Wedlock." And it says, Michael Jordan would not claim unwanted child in 1988 in fear of destroying marriage. Child took on mother's name of blank. We'll get to that later. It was reported he paid mother off so he would not tarnish his public image and legacy and role model figure. After 13 years, the mother kicked the child out of the house because payments stopped. So basically what that's saying is Michael Jordan had a kid outside of wedlock, didn't support this kid, wasn't involved in this kid's life, and cut the mother off from her hush money payments when the kid was 13 years old. So even before 2016, before all this came out, there was rumors in the 80s that Jordan had a kid or was hiding a kid in a sense. And these rumors went as far as saying he was caught sneaking into hospital rooms, visiting someone in a delivery room. And there's even a report that a lady received 23 red roses on the day she gave birth. Okay? So in case you haven't figured it out, the rumor is that NBA All-Star Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat is actually Michael Jordan's son. Okay? I want to preface this by saying if you actually look at a picture, so this guy on the internet photoshopped these two faces together, and they fucking look alike, man. They really look alike. Like, honestly, Jimmy Butler looks more like MJ's kids than MJ's kids do. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so as we know, the story goes back. Jimmy's dad was never in the picture, and there's never been, confirmation of who it is or rumors or anything like that other than this rumor, so MJ. So this is where I'm going to start digging into the facts. You guys can fact check me, cut me off, ask your questions. So Jimmy was born on September 14th, 1989 in Houston, Texas. If you don't know, Houston is known for its dance clubs where you're not always wearing clothes. 9 months before that, in December 1988, the Chicago Bulls played the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas, Texas. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Houston's 3 hours from Dallas. He'd never make that trip, blah, blah, blah. But the Bulls had 4 or 5 days off after that game between their next game. There was plenty of time, for MJ to make the trip and eventually make Jimmy. So at this time, make Jimmy. So at this time, MJ was already in a super serious relationship with the woman who would then become his wife. So outside of losing his role model status, he had a clear reason to hide this baby. This is obviously all a theory, but really anyone listening, you guys, I'll even pop it up on the screen right now. Look at this picture of Jimmy Butler and Michael Jordan side by side. It's actually fucking crazy. That's all the stats I have. It's a really far-fetched theory. I'm going to give my opinion quickly. I don't think it's true, but the main reason for that is Jimmy Butler and his family grew up in crazy poverty, really bad neighborhoods. And if you're hiding Michael Jordan's baby, you have a bit more bargaining chips than to live in the hood. You know what I mean? He's a multi-millionaire. I don't think the mom would settle for, barely enough money to get by. Because if she took that situation to the courts or whatever, she would have gotten a lot more money than that. So that's why I think it's false. But a lot of people actually think it's true. And the biggest thing is the visual aspect of it. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is conspiracy time. That's the conspiracy this week, the Jimmy Butler theory. I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that, but
to me, it's just the first time you told me this story, I was laughing. It was in my car, and I was laughing so much. I don't even think I remember you telling me all the details because I was just so this is so stupid, But then you showed me the picture of them together, and I was like, holy shit! These guys actually look alike. To me, I'm right with you with how I think it's false. There's no way you have a kid with the arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, and you don't say anything about it. He was the athlete of the 80s and 90s. He was that guy.
Yeah.
And just to say that you wouldn't have said anything is crazy. I mean, who knows? Maybe Michael Jordan had a squad and go ahead.
It's she would, maybe she's such a good person, she didn't want to tarnish his relationship. But would a good mother kick out their kid at 13 years old? No.
Yeah, they're not. And it's also you never know, if I'm saying you wouldn't keep it away from the media if you had a kid or you'd threaten them. But maybe Michael Jordan had bargaining chips too, or he had a way of threatening her too, saying maybe this will happen to you if it gets out or something like that. You never know. But honestly, I think it's false. But to me, that whole theory is hilarious. I love it. That killed me the first time you told me that.
Yeah, no, that's a hilarious story. I've seen the pictures as well. I do. There's definitely similarities, maybe because we want to see it more than they actually look alike, But yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't know. I think she would have way more leverage in that situation.
Yeah.
It is a crazy story, though. Mm-hmm. Good one to start off with. I like that we started this segment with that big of a story.
Because there are I was researching sports conspiracy theories, and there are some that are way more believable, but they're not as exciting as that.
Yeah, no. It all adds up.
Yes, sir.
I don't really have anything to say. I think you guys all touched on it, but I really want it to be true.
Yeah.
It's one of those I want to be true for the story. Yeah. But I think it's false. You guys all touched on those points.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the first time we've ever done conspiracy time. I think that one's gonna stay.
It's a keeper.
That's for sure. Thanks, Dawson. That was a very in-depth story. That was very interesting.
Do what I can.
But now we got to move on. And we're going to go on to our second segment of the day. And that is a segment that we do every single week. And that is our question of the week. So this week, we just found out that the Washington football team and the Edmonton football team and football franchises are planning on renaming their franchises before the start of next season. So our question of the week was simply, what would you rename the Washington and Edmonton football franchises? I guess we'll all go through our Washington one, and then we'll all go through our Edmonton one. I'll start. I don't know if you guys are going to like my my Washington one. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's too long, but I wanted to keep it with the mascot being red. Like, like it was like Redskins. I don't know. I hear a bunch of rumors like red herrings and like red tails or something like that.
Yeah.
So I said that the team should be named the Washington Red Predators. I don't know why. I like the mascot being the Predators. I don't know. I was thinking like maybe you could call them the Red Preds. That's like for short, something like that, just something like that.
What differentiates a red predator from like a blue predator?
I don't know, bro. What differentiates a golden knight from a silver knight?
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, that's my team, the Washington Red Predators.
Well, you were right. I don't like it. Mine is, I think it's the odds-on favorite to win, but it just sounds really good when I say it. And that's the Washington Warriors. I think it sounds cool. It's somewhat the same theme of like brave, whatever it is like. So I think you could keep that. You wouldn't even need to change up the old logo that much. Well, you have to change the old logo because it got canceled. But honestly, I think the Washington Warriors, it sounds good. Obviously, you have Golden State, but names cross sports a lot of times, so not too big of a concern there. But I really like the name Washington Warriors. Sounds good coming off the tongue.
Yeah, I like that. It's a little creative too. Mine less creative. I've seen it on Twitter the last couple months ever since all this shitstorm started. But I told Shane I wouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I like Red Wolves. The Washington Red Wolves just sounds good. Again, it stays with the red. Would be a cool mascot. Nice name, simple.
I like that.
Lots of opportunity with the logo as well. Again, not my original idea. I've seen it on Twitter a couple times, but I do like it a lot.
Okay, before I say my name, as a Giants fan, I could give less of a shit of what Washington renames their team. I do not care. But I went with something really stupid. Well, it's kind of stupid. But I remember I was talking, like Cam said, we were talking about this name when you released what we were going to talk about on the show. And for some reason, I was just sitting there, and the first thing that came to my mind is what I'm going to say, and it's the Washington Fire Ants. I have no idea why that came to my head, but that's the one I'm rolling with. So that's the one I'm saying.
Wow, you managed to have a worse one than Matt.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Terrible.
The Washington Fire Ants.
I feel like you could definitely go somewhere with fire, but ants?
Their slogan is like, we ruin picnics.
I could care less about the Washington football team.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
All right.
Okay.
I would just also like to say that as crazy as it sounds, I don't mind the name Washington football team. I don't know why. I kind of fuck with
it. Definitely grew on me. It definitely grew on me, for sure.
I guess.
I don't mind it.
But they need a rebranding for sure. Like,
yeah. But the helmets are sick with the numbers on the helmet. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think they should keep that.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to the Edmonton football franchise. And I guess I kind of cheated here, but I put two. And the only reason why I did that is because I put like one that would be original and then one where – because I heard that Edmonton wants to keep the same logo of like the EE.
Yeah.
So I made a team with the Edmonton E, and then I put a different one that I would just name. So like the one that wouldn't be EE, I put the Edmonton Storm. So I like this. I like the Storm. I'm pretty sure a WNBA team is called the Storm. But I don't know. I like the Storm. It's Edmonton. It's harsh weather, so I feel like that could definitely be a cool mascot. But for the EE, I put I think it's one of the finalists. I think there's like 8 finalists that they have for that team, and it's the Edmonton Energy. I don't know why I like that. I think it's cool. It keeps with the EE. And I don't know. I feel like you could definitely do something with those uniforms. Energy just kind of rolls off the tongue too. I think that's cool. I also, honestly, not for nothing, I like the Edmonton Eskimos. I thought that was cool.
I really like the Eskimo. I mean, I don't think they chose to change it. Let's be real. But
I think it was definitely. I think it's definitely like Washington Redskins is worse than Edmonton.
Way worse. Way worse. And like, it's not like their logo was bad, like the Twins or whatever. Like, I don't know. But for me, just touching on yours, the Edmonton Energy, it sounds like an Arena Football League team or something. Yeah. Like, it doesn't sound like a, you know what I mean? For me, I didn't do an EE. I know it's probably going to end up being one of those. But I like the Edmonton Generals. I think that just sounds good, rolls off the tongue, kind of fits in with the CFL vibe, the type of names they have there. Like, it fits in with Argonauts and Stampeders and all that. So I really like that one. I could potentially think of an EE one, but I think that sounds good. I don't know what the other finalists are, though, but I'll take a look after this for sure.
I am going to stick with the EE because I did see that as well, that they do want to stick with the same logo. Something that would work, also coincidentally wearing a jersey of the team with the same name, the Edmonton Eagles.
I thought that's one of the finalists, too, I'm pretty
sure. I like that.
I think that would be cool. It'd stick with the logo. There's a few other animal teams. Obviously, we have the Alouettes and then the Lions as well, Stampeders, I guess. Sort of similar, but yeah, I think it would work. I think it's a clean name, it's short.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it too.
Okay,
I swear to God.
Before I say mine, I just want to say if I was good at naming teams, I would be doing it for a living. Okay, that's all I want to say.
Okay.
I couldn't think of any team in sports that has this mascot, and I stuck with the EE. So I'm calling them the Edmonton Elephants.
Oh boy.
Listen, it's not good, but once again, I do not care what they name themselves. So I'm rolling with the EE, and the Elephants is what I'm choosing.
Edmonton Elephants. Fuck. Okay.
Not for nothing, I feel like the CFL team names are really good.
They are.
Yeah, they are. I like
them a lot.
I like Argonauts. I think
Argonauts is badass. Stampeders is badass.
Yeah.
Lions was good.
Lions is Lions, but I love their logo. Their logo is sick.
Yeah. Their uniform. They've done so much with the uniforms too over the last.
Blue Bombers.
Hamilton. Oh, the Blue Bombers is my favorite. It's my favorite one.
100%. Oh, we also have Tiger Cats.
Tiger Cats is fire. Yeah, it's very good names.
Very, so we need one team that has.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I'm abusing this new mic, but yeah.
Like
Shane, I think you finished last in both of them.
That's fine. That's perfectly okay.
Okay. I'm also looking at some of the betting odds for the Washington ones. Like, I get it that you have to be somewhat historic, but like the Washington Jeffersons, the Washington Roosevelts, the Washington Monuments. Imagine being drafted to the NFL and you like holding up the Monuments jersey. That's brutal.
Yeah, I think so.
I figure it was good. Like, I have a feeling it might be something political.
The Washington Memorials? Like, what the fuck?
That's fucked up.
That's awful.
That is bad.
Oh boy.
I want to play for a team that's got like a fierce name, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Like the Colts.
Yeah. You know, like there's like some sick teams, you know, like the Lions. Yeah. That's sick, you know, like that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, well that was good actually. That was funny. That was some good ideas there. I like Edmonton Eagles. That's cool. I saw that too. I figured you'd pick that though.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. Simple though, but cool.
It works.
All right, so we'll move on to our next segment, and it's also a segment we do every week, and that is our bold prediction of the week.
Bang.
This week I'm kind of going off the grid, and since it's UFC 259, which has 3 title fights and an unbelievable card, I can't wait for that card. I'm actually gonna pick an upset in a championship fight, and I'm picking Aljamain Sterling money line over the champ Peter Yan in bantamweight. He's gonna capture the bantamweight title. He's not that big of an underdog. He's the number 1 contender right now, but he is still an underdog, and that's going to be my bold prediction of the week is going to be him, Aljamain Sterling, money line over Peter. Yeah.
So my bold prediction of the week, we're hopping all the way till next Sunday at the NBA All-Star Game. My prediction for the bold prediction for the NBA All-Star Game is Zion Williamson wins All-Star Game MVP. I think it's his first All-Star game. He's gonna, love the lights. He's gonna love all the alley-oops. He's gonna catch and put down 15 alley-oops, and that's gonna get the attention of all the voters for the All-Star Game MVP, things like that. He'll probably swat a few balls into the crowd, get them hype. Zion, obviously, huge name already, so he's gonna get a vote even if he plays 2 minutes in the game, but I think he'll have fun with it, like a lot of these guys probably won't because they've been there 10 plus times. So Zion Williamson, NBA All-Star Game MVP.
My bold prediction is going to sound really bold because of the way the Habs have been playing. The Habs are going 3-0 this week. That's my bold prediction. I'm not turning back. They're doing it. Something's got to click here. I know Josh Anderson's out. Looks like he's going to be out for sure tomorrow night, but Habs got to do something to show us that they're going to be a real team this year. So 3-0 this week. Let's hope and pray.
All right. I know we normally do a bold prediction that has to do with this week, but this is a future bold prediction. I asked Dawson last week if he thought Quentin Nelson was going to be the left tackle for the Colts. So this is my opinion on who's going to be the left tackle. Barring any injuries, the opening day tackle for the Colts is going to be Orlando Brown.
Ooh.
I don't think the Colts are anywhere near done making moves to protect Carson Wentz and to build around him. And I think it's like Costanzo just retired, so they got to get a left tackle. I'm saying Orlando Brown.
I like that.
Big spenders.
Facts. Spend it if you got it, baby.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He obviously wants out, so.
No, just quickly, I know we obviously don't have this in the agenda today, but let's talk J.J. Watt very quickly. Obviously, for those listening, it was just broken, 10, 15 minutes before we started recording that J.J. Watt signed with the Cardinals. Him and Chandler Jones is going to be disgusting. Top 2 sack getters in the league since 2012, I think the stat was. It's going to be wild. I don't know if you guys have anything to add, really, but just thought I'd bring that up.
The thing I'm most interested in is the fact that he's getting reunited with D-Hop.
Yeah.
I think that's such a cool story. Like, they both kind of got
escaped.
out.
Yeah.
Now they're reunited in Arizona. I'm excited. I'm excited. JJ Watt's been slowly sliding out of his prime there, but I hope he could catch a second win. That'd be really cool because he was so excited. He had like that one season where he had like fucking 6 touchdowns or whatever with like 5.
Yeah.
He had like 3 on defense, 3 on offense. It was he was catching fades like that.
But like that was JJ Watt's league at that point. Like he was doing everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know if. Oh, sorry, go Shane.
The thing that makes me most excited about that trade is Hassan Reddick's not going to be re-signed, so he could come over to New York.
Hey, we like that.
Cam doesn't like that.
Money talks. Everyone was like, oh, it's the Steelers or it's the Packers. Cards put the money where their mouth is, and they got their guy. So
did you guys see that thing where everyone thought J.J. Watt leaked his top 3 teams on Peloton? Like, the bike? The biking. So this guy made a fake J.J. Watt profile on Peloton, got like 20,000 followers, and he wrote in the description, Super Bowl 56, Green Bay, Buffalo, Cleveland. In his description, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's his top 3." Blah, blah, blah. And then JJ Watt tweeted, "I don't own a bike." But if the Cardinals had like an average quarterback, I would say, "Holy shit, Deshaun Watson's coming too." Like it would just be a complete reunion. But I don't think they're gonna move on from Kyler, obviously. But
Kyler's nasty.
That was crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right, well that was it for our bold predictions of the week and our little extra JJ Watt topic there, but we're gonna move on to our next segment, and this is one of everyone's favorites, and this week we did a little differently, and that's this or that. This week we actually decided to post our this or that's on our Instagram polls and see what the public thought of these descriptions. So before I compare these, whatever the 2 situations are, I'm just going to tell you what the public voted, and then we'll all put up our paper. Did you guys prepare your papers at the start? Yeah, okay, so we're all good, so we don't have to wait. Our first one, so we have this is NBA edition. all NBA topics. There's 6 topics. There's 5 player comparisons and 1 team comparison. And the first player comparison is who is the better player, Joe Harris or Duncan Robinson? Here we go. All right. So I have Duncan Robinson.
I have Joe Harris.
I have Duncan Robinson as well.
I also have Joe Harris.
There we go. So we're split. I'm not upset. Okay, so first of all, Joe Harris got 39% of the votes, while Duncan Robinson got 61%. I agree with the public on this one. I think Duncan Robinson has a chance to become one of the best pure shooters of all time. His shooting is elite. It's ridiculous, his catch and shoot ability. He's a special shooter, and he's like, I'm not taking anything away from Joe Harris. I think he's a good player. He's a great shooter. But I guess if you're asking me who I'd rather have right now, it's Duncan Robinson. I think he's just he's really good, and in the finals he played very well. So I guess he's proven that he could play in clutch situations too. So I'll take him there.
For me, I think it's a toss-up on this one. Obviously, like I said, I had Joe Harris. I don't think they're miles apart. For me, the only thing is Joe Harris has just been doing it a bit longer. I don't think Duncan Robinson is going anywhere. Don't get me wrong. And if you ask me this question next season or the season after, my answer might change. But just for now, Duncan Robinson's been Joe Harris has been doing it a bit longer. You know, didn't he win a 3-point contest too? Yeah, one has that under his belt too. So for that reason, I can't vote against him now. But I'm not surprised by what the public voted either.
Yeah, I like what you said. I think Duncan Robinson's just like touching the tip of the iceberg. What he's gonna do in his career. Obviously, it reminds me a lot of JJ Redick. Kid can shoot, man. Like he can change the game. Like that's, anyways. So yeah, not much more to say, but I'm taking Duncan on this one.
At first, I had taken Duncan Robinson, and then I pulled out the stats. Joe Harris, to me, he's better on defense. That's not part of the stats, but to me, he looks better on defense and more comfortable on defense than Duncan Robinson does. This year alone, he has more points per game. Not by much. I think it's like 1 point something. But he's also shooting 10% better from the field and from 3-point than Duncan Robinson is. I didn't know that until I checked it. So that's why I had to go with Joe Harris. Also, they're not that far different in age. I thought Duncan Robinson was a lot younger than
he was an old rookie.
Yeah, so he's 26 and Joe Harris is 29. So I feel like they're going to have the same kind of career trajectory. I don't think Joe Harris is going to retire that much more before Duncan Robinson. So right now I'm still going to go with Joe Harris.
I guess the only thing I would come back at you for that was just, I guess Joe Harris just he's not going to be like focused on as much as the other 3 guys, I guess. And I'm just saying, like, I feel like the players around Joe Harris are better than the players around Duncan Robinson. I'm not like, I guess that's not like a huge argument because you're right. The stats are leaning the way of Joe Harris, but I just feel like Duncan Robinson is like the second or third offensive guy, while Joe Harris.
Bam, there's Jimmy, there's Hero, there's like.
Yeah.
I guess like between him and Hero, it's kind of a toss-up though, offensively. Yeah, scoring wise, like, and then Joe Harris.
They design a lot more plays for Hero than they design plays.
Yeah,
that.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, right. We're gonna move on to our second comparison, and it's who's the better player, Brandon Ingram or Jason Tatum. Brandon Ingram got 21% of the votes, while Jason Tatum got 79%. I believe that is the biggest gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. All right. So all 4 of us have Jason Tatum.
You go, Matt.
To me, it's just, I mean, he's averaging more points per game right now. I think he's an all-around better player, and I think he's going to be a future MVP, and the sky is the limit for Jason Tatum. Not saying that Brandon Ingram doesn't have that scoring ability, because I think Brandon Ingram can score as well as anybody in this league on a given night. But to me, Jason Tatum is just he's that dude. He's going to be the star. He's going to be an MVP, like I said. And I'm also biased. I'm a huge Jason Tatum fan. But, yeah.
Look, like you said, I would not be shocked one bit if at a certain point, Jason Tatum is the best player in the NBA, him and Luka battling it out for the best player in the NBA. That would not surprise me one bit. I'm just super curious because obviously all four of us voted Tatum in this case, but the 21% or whatever it was that voted Ingram, I just want to know, like, what does Ingram do better than Jason Tatum? Like, it's not like, oh, this guy's a great defender, but this guy's crazy offensively. Like, I think Jason Tatum is all around better. Like, I don't know if there's a single category that Brandon Ingram beats him in, let alone all around player. So for me, it was an easy one. I think this was the most lopsided one, and I think it reflected in the votes too. So yeah, I absolutely have Jason Tatum.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like you guys said, he's elite. Like it's not even nothing against BI, but there's maybe a handful of guys that you're taking over Tatum right now. So easy decision.
Yeah.
You guys said easy. I think the only thing that's honestly close in their game is the way that they both score.
Yeah.
I think anything else, Tatum completely blows them out of the water.
Agreed.
All right. So we'll go on to our next comparison, and that is Gordon Hayward or Tobias Harris. Gordon Hayward got 68% of the votes, while Tobias Harris got 32. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. All I see is Harris. Shaner.
Yeah, Tobias Harris.
That's his name.
Oh, I was thinking it was like the Harris from before. Jeez, so stupid. Okay. For me, I picked Hayward. He's averaging more points per game and assists per game right now than Tobias is. To me, just when he's healthy, I guess I'm just assuming that all these guys are just healthy, whatever. I think he's just a great, like, get a bucket, get a stop kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think he's just a great all-around player, and it's not taking anything away from Tobias Harris. I think he's really good too, and I think he is underrated, Tobias Harris. But I just think Gordon Hayward, when he's playing at his best, is actually really good in this league.
Yeah, not much more to add to that, but, like, how good was prime Gordon Hayward?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Before he got injured. What's that?
I said before the injury.
Yeah, before the injury. Oh, my God. But for now, I think Hayward is having his best season since being injured. That's really good to see, too. So I'm happy at that. He has my vote. And, again, this is a close one for sure. I do think Tobias is underrated, too. But for me, if I had to choose one or the other, I'm taking Hayward right now.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Look, I like Tobias Harris. I hate the Sixers, though, to be honest. So that just made it even easier.
All right, Shayna, let's hear it.
I mean, the only thing I really have to say is, to me, it was really close. And honestly, my bias took over. I'm a very big Tobias Harris fan. I have been for a long time. I think a lot of people are hating on him just because of his contract, and he had a down year last year. But like you guys said, to me, he's always been underrated. I think he deserved that contract. Maybe, yeah, he had one bad year, but now he's bouncing back, proving that he deserves it. So, like I said, the bias took over because to me it was super close.
It's a very random player to have to be a huge fan of.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, so we'll move on to our next comparison, and that is Demar Derozan or Jaylen Brown. Demar Derozan got 65% of the votes, and Jaylen Brown got 35%. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I just want to add, so we all have Jaylen Brown, but this one pains me to write because I am the biggest DeMar fan. I know Shane and Cam are too. This one really, really hurt, but
we're all fading the public here.
It's the right answer. Yeah, definitely fading the public. I think it shows that we have a lot of Canadian followers. Let's just put it at that.
I think it's like, I think it's just like they're going off of like off your heart, like they're voting
absolutely.
Like, because to me, like, I really don't think 65% of people would say I would rather right now have DeMar DeRozan on my team than Jaylen Brown.
Well, a lot of guys have seen DeMar play a lot more than they have Jaylen Brown.
Fair enough. That's fine. But yeah, because he played for the Raptors and stuff. But right now, Jaylen Brown is averaging more points per game by 6. I mean, to be fair, Jaylen Brown is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
He's playing such good basketball. It's ridiculous. I think his ceiling is a top 20 player in this league. He's still getting better. And I feel like DeMar's not playing well. Jaylen Brown is playing well. So like it's kind of like this is what's happening in their careers, So that's why I got Jaylen Brown. He's a special player. And it's crazy that the Celtics are doing that bad, but
Yeah, nothing to add really. Like I said, a lot of people reacted with their hearts. I was close to reacting with my heart too, just because of that. Like, if you say Kyle Lowry or Kyrie Irving, I'd say fuck yeah, Kyle Lowry. Just reacting with my heart. But for this one, Jaylen Brown is a special dude. Him and Tatum are gonna take over the league. I know it's crazy that they're doing so bad, but we'll talk about that in a sec. But you'd be crazy not to take Jaylen Brown over DeMar DeRozan right now, no matter how big of a Raptors fan you are or were.
I agree.
Yeah, it hurt my heart. I wanted to write DeMar so badly, but like you guys said, there's no denying Jaylen Brown right now, so I have to bite the bullet.
I don't really have anything to add. I mean, I still miss DeMar, but I can't say I'm going to take him over Jaylen Brown right now.
All right. So we'll move on to our last player comparison. Honestly, I'm surprised that the gap was this big. And it's Bradley Beal or Paul George. Bradley Beal got 72% of the votes, while Paul George got 28. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I got Bradley Beal. Dawson got PG-13. So did Shaner, and Cam rode with me with Bradley Beal. Honestly, I'm very surprised that it was 72-28. It was very close for me. Right now, I'm taking Beal. Beal is playing out of his mind. Paul George is having a decent year for Paul George is an all-star year for anyone else, simply because of how good he's gotten, and I feel like he's always been overshadowed. Maybe it's a heart pick. I know the stats right now say Paul George besides points, because Beal is scoring like there's no freaking tomorrow. And it sucks that he's been like that. Beal has played on a bad team, and I know he's just going to want to ride with Washington. I hope he gets out of there, but I feel like he's going to want to be a guy like Dame, who just wants to stay with his team and try to ride it out. It's never going to work, though.
Never.
But yeah, I mean, Paul George, that's not has a better chance at winning the ship than Bradley Beal, but as a player, I'd rather have Bradley Beal right now, I guess.
So let me just say this. Imagine how good Paul George would be if he got to put up 35 shots a game.
Fair enough.
Bradley Beal is putting up so many shots just because, and I'm not blaming him because he's hitting the shots, but like he's averaging 30 plus a game, obviously on 38 shots. But again, I just pulled up the stats here. Paul George is, putting up 18 shots, 22 shots, like 10 shots, 15 shots is a huge difference when it comes to the stats. So for me, Paul George is just better all around player, a lot more proven. I wouldn't say a winner. He's not yet, but definitely more of a winner than Bradley Beal. If they got Brad Beal help, I don't know how Washington would be, because I don't know if he's like a Russ in a sense where he thrives because he's playing alone or what it is. But for me, I would just rather have, if I'm building a team, I would rather have Paul George because I know he can play within a team, if that makes sense. Like he can play with other All-Stars.
Yeah, I like the point. I don't know. To me, I wrote this down like a minute before we started, so like I just didn't know who to write. To me, like you want both of these guys on your team, like, for being honest. So I guess I just respect Beal more. Like he's putting up with a lot in Washington. Paul George obviously balling on that new contract, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just taking Beal. Personal preference. No. I just think you can't go wrong with either.
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of the same thing I said about Tatum. Is the only thing to me that Bradley Beal does better than Paul George is score. Like, Paul George's defense to me is a lot better. Paul George, like, I find he moves more without the basketball than Bradley Beal does. Might be just because Bradley Beal
always has the ball.
Yeah. But even like when he doesn't, I find he's kind of like stagnant and just kind of waits for the whole play to move until he can get the ball. And also, people forget that Paul George's last year in OKC, he got votes for MVP.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago. I think right now people are so concerned of the weak performance that Paul George had in the playoffs that is kind of making them think different of him. But he's only 2 years removed from that MVP form. So I'm still taking Paul George.
This has nothing to do with my argument or anything, but like I saw a stat where I think it was the game yesterday, the game before that. The Clippers went like 0 for 11 in the last like 3 minutes, and they lost that game. And all 11 shots were taken by Kawhi and Paul George. And like I saw this meme. It was literally just like it literally just said Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in the clutch, and it's just a picture of a brick. It was mad jokes, but like no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad that you guys picked Paul George at all. Like it's fine. I would just take Beal myself, but the fact that it was 72 to 28 is kind of crazy.
That's people looking at the stats and saying, "Oh shit, Bradley Beal's averaging 33 points. Let me put that motherfucker there."
That's kind of crazy. Okay, we'll go on to our last comparison. It's not a player comparison; it's a team comparison, and that's what is the bigger surprise: the Utah Jazz at number 1 in the West, or on our polls we put Boston Celtics under 500. Now they're at 500 as we're talking. They're 17-17, so I just put at 500. What's the bigger surprise? The Utah Jazz got 43% of the votes, while Boston got 57. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, I didn't even write this down, but I have Celtics as well.
Okay, so all 4 of us took the Celtics. It's surprising, but it's not surprising to me that the Jazz are. It's not surprising that the Jazz are doing well. It's surprising that they're doing this well, but it's also like they're a really good team. First of all, they added Mike Conley, who's disgusting, and he's having a career year, and like they're playing out of their mind. Let's be honest, the Jazz are playing way better than anyone else thought. Like if you watch them play, like they look like a team who could challenge for the championship 100%. But do I think they're a better team than the Clippers and the Lakers? Healthy? No. The Lakers and Clippers are both hurting with injuries and whatnot. To me, the Celtics at 500 is incredibly surprising. Considering the roster and then being in the East, I was gonna bring it up, Shaner. I'm sorry, bro. Your pick for them to go to the finals is looking awful right now. I hope so. I hope they make it. I'm
not changing my pick.
Fair enough. That's fine. But it looks tough because they're not looking that great. But you never know with a roster like that. You never know if Jason Tatum or Jaylen. I mean, they went from like 9th to 6th. That's how like bad they're 500.
The East doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
the Raptors are in 4th in the East.
Yeah, like you never know with them, but right now they don't look good.
No, for me, I think anyone who voted for the Jazz, it's not that I hate you, but like stop sleeping on Donovan Mitchell, man. Donovan Mitchell is so fucking good. Matt, you can argue that maybe Devin Booker is the most underrated guy in the league. I think Donovan Mitchell is the most underrated guy in the league. Now, I think Devin Booker is the most disrespected along with Dame. But I think Donovan Mitchell does not get his credit. And not taking anything away from the Lakers or whatever, but like it's not like a LeBron-led team has ever gone like 72 and 10 and things like that. Like they never have outstanding regular season. So it doesn't surprise me.
66 and 12, but
yeah, again, but it doesn't surprise me that like the Jazz are in first. It's not like they have a crazy record. Like they obviously have a great record, but the whole league right now is just no crazy records, no crazy standouts. But for me, I was positive that the Celtics were going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals over the Bucks. Even I like them a lot more than the Bucks at the beginning of the year. So that's definitely what's surprising me. I don't see how they're at 500. They were below 500 yesterday, but I don't see how they could possibly be at 500 with that roster with, again, 2 top 25 guys, maybe if you want to put Jaylen Brown 25, top 25. So that is definitely surprising for me, especially with how weak the East is. So that's why I had Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I mean, we've been talking. Well, we touched on Jaylen Brown. We touched on Tatum. Like, those guys are on the same team. There's no reason for them to be even close to 500,
No.
Especially with how weak the East is this year, obviously. And, yeah, like you guys said, the Jazz, like, I guess surprised at 1 a little bit, but I think Shaq lit a fire under Donovan Mitchell's ass when he called him out. And then you have Jordan Clarkson who's balling, obviously. I don't love Rudy Gobert, but no denying the talent. So, yeah, I think Boston
Hey, I think it's time for a Gobert rant.
Gobert doesn't deserve my time.
Oh. Well, it's your turn to talk anyway, so.
All right, look. Like I said, I'm not changing my pick. All it takes is just to squeak into the playoffs, and whatever happens in the playoffs happens. So I'm still riding with the Celtics. Like, Kemba Walker hasn't played that many games, and even when he's been on the court, he hasn't been his normal self. So I'm going to wait until he's back and fully healthy, and he starts picking up his game. Also, I know Dawson doesn't like him, but Marcus Smart is a very good basketball player. And
He's a good basketball player, but he's a fucking dickhead.
And he hasn't played since January 30th. And he's out until after the All-Star break. So let them get a chance. You were talking about guys that weren't healthy, teams that weren't healthy. Let the Celtics get back and healthy, and they can compete with any team in the East. Somehow the Sixers always choke, so I'm still waiting for them to choke somehow. Yeah. So the Celtics, to me right now, when they're fully healthy, they have a chance, and I'm going to ride with them. So here we go.
I feel like Marcus Smart's kind of like the Brad Marchand of the NBA.
I don't know what he is, but holy fuck, I want to punch him. I don't know who he is, but holy shit.
Okay. Well, that did it. That's it for this or that. And we're going to move on to a doozy of a new segment. And
doozy, baby. I forgot about this segment. Holy shit.
Is this clear? Kind of. Yeah. You kind of still see the faucet. But I made a little scoreboard here. Anyways, our new segment.
Scoreboard format.
Called NBC Trivia.
Here we go.
All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of answers here to the questions that I've prepared. And you guys are going to have, let's say, 10 seconds. I'll just say stop to write down the answer of what you think it is. And then I will hold up the answer and then I will mark down who got it right. And if there's a tie, I will tell you how the tiebreaker works, but we'll get there when it starts. I have 3 NBA questions, 3 NFL questions, and 3 NHL questions, making it a total of 9. We're going to start with the NBA. You're going to kind of see a pattern here where the first 2 questions are kind of easier than the last one. The last one's kind of just to kind of set it apart and see if you guys really know your stats or your trivia. It's I'm not expecting you to get some of these, but if you do, that's what's going to set you apart. So the first one.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very nervous, bro.
All right.
Okay, I lost my marker, so I'm writing it in my notes.
Okay. You guys have 10 seconds to write down the answer from when I finish writing when I finish saying the question. Okay? Who won the 2019-2020 scoring title?
This is NHL we're talking about?
NBA. This one should be an easy one.
I can't even.
Let me know when to put it up, baby.
I'm blank.
Jane's Googling. I see him.
Okay, hold it up. It is definitely not Bradley Beal. It's James Harden.
2019-2020?
Yeah, that's last year. 34.3 points per game.
The kid's alive.
Kevin, did you even hold up an answer?
Okay, I thought for sure that was going to be like the easiest one.
I thought it was Bradley Beal. What the fuck?
Bradley Beal is currently on pace to destroy anyone in his path, but for this year, but that's not last year.
Wasn't Beal top 3 last year though?
He definitely was.
Could have been.
Definitely.
All right. This one's, I think it's even easier actually.
Oh no.
Who won Rookie of the Year last year? You guys should know this.
I'm locked in.
Let me know.
You good, Cam?
Nope.
Do you have any idea?
Cam, come on now. Cam.
Dude, I'm drawing the biggest blank I've ever.
3,
Hold them up.
2, 1.
Ja Morant.
Yes,
is
sir.
the correct
Let's
answer.
go.
Come on.
There you go.
Come on, Cam.
It was never a secret that I found my marker. It was never a secret that Shane was going to win this.
What do you mean?
Okay, this one's like kind of really hard, okay?
I'm scared. Stop doing this.
The same thing with last year. Who played the most minutes in 2019, 2020?
Ooh. Fuck.
That is like.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how Cam hasn't even lifted a sign yet?
Okay, lift them up, boys.
Wait.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Last year, least basketball I've watched.
All right, 3.
This is just a random.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
That's not how you write Jokic, Dawson.
Whatever. Am I
Okay.
right?
Bradley Beal.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and give you guys all the wrong answer there. This was a little harder, and it is out of the box. CJ McCollum
What?
Never crossed my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
had the most minutes.
That's crazy.
Never crossed my mind.
So after the first round of NBA trivia, we've got Shaner at 2, Dawson at 1, Cam at 0.
Coming back.
Cam at 1
Damn,
sign.
bro.
1 sign.
Cam's down bad.
All right.
Call
this
it a
is,
comeback.
I'm expecting you guys probably to get all 3 of these.
Oh,
This is NFL.
These are all from last year, from the year that just passed.
NFL.
Yes, NFL.
Okay.
oh, baby.
The Bucks just won this year. This is not that year, okay?
Okay.
So the 2020-2021 season, who led the league in passing yards?
Oh man.
Oh, come on, Shane.
Come
on.
I legitimately do not know this one.
Are you serious?
Cam, what is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
I have 2 guys in my head, and I don't remember.
5,
What it is.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's not how you write Deshaun.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Whatever. I'm right.
Dawson, you got it right.
Woo!
That's not like
Shane,
a come
what you
on
got?
though. There was 4
Shane
guys
put
who were like
Mahomes.
200 yards apart from each other. And
Cam put
Russ.
Russ.
Wait, who was it?
Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
Bang.
I had in my head. I had Mahomes and Rodgers.
Mahomes missed a couple of games though. I think he missed. Did he not miss a game?
Yeah, but Deshaun Watson had bums.
Finn, I'm fucking coming for you.
That's fine.
Yeah, but the
Alright.
Sharks were throwing
NHL.
the ball. They were throwing the ball all game, every week.
Wait till NHL comes around, Dawson.
All right. We're going to move on to our second one. Who led the league in rushing touchdowns in 2020-2021? Go.
See, like these questions are random, bro.
What do you mean?
How are they random? I feel like these
This
are
one's
like
probably wrong, but it's fine.
Huh?
This one's probably wrong.
Like I can't even think.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Sorry, I went with
Okay,
Kamara.
so Dawson had Henry, Shane had Alvin Kamara, and you had what, Cam?
My Kamara also.
I think we're all wrong.
Is it Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, I think it's Dalvin Cook. Yeah, let's go.
I knew Kamara.
I knew Kamara led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, that's why I got him.
Let's go.
Touchdowns. Derrick Henry had 17 rushing touchdowns to lead the league. Dawson
Bang.
pulling ahead.
I respect it. Good
If it
work.
was total touchdowns, Cam and Shane would be right, but that was not the question. All right. The next question, our last question is the NFL. Maybe a little harder. Who made the most field goals?
Are you kidding me?
2020?
What kind of question is this? Who
2021.
knows this?
Shut the fuck up.
Who knows this?
I knew this before even writing it down.
Well, I'm
I don't
just
know
saying
if
this
this
is
is
not the
how to-
average. Like this is not common knowledge
I don't know
whatsoever.
if this is how to spell his name, but
I think you got it right then.
Dawson, I went with your boy.
You guys got it
Respect.
wrong.
No.
Dawson you put Sanders, you put
So did Shane.
Sanders.
and you put Rodrigo.
You're
Young
lost.
Wei.
You're
Young
lost.
Wei Koo
Oh.
Good go.
went 37 for 39 and led the league in field
Bro,
goals.
how am I supposed to know who leads the league in field goals?
That is the most random question I've ever heard.
It's trivia. It's really not that random. Like,
It's
That is
really
pretty
not. It's really not.
how is that
How was
right?
that not Dawson? You knew, like you got it wrong too. Like we
Yeah,
didn't.
I know, but
Yeah,
like
but it's not like
I
a
can see
surprise
why
event.
someone would know it.
Yeah, like
I can see why someone would know it.
I could see why his mom would know it. I don't see why anybody else would know it.
I don't know. I just think.
Mama Young Hui.
all right. So we'll go on to NHL.
Yeah, it's my time to shine.
This is where I lose my lead.
It's my time to shine.
I really hope you guys get this one. Okay. So we
Well,
all
okay,
know that Montreal has 24 cups. They're number one by a lot. Who has the second most Stanley Cups?
One of two.
1, 2, 3, go.
That says Detroit, by the way.
Okay.
Isn't it Toronto?
Okay,
Doesn't Toronto have
so-
13?
Cam had Toronto. Shane had Detroit. Dawson had Boston. The correct answer is the Toronto Maple.
Shit!
I don't believe that.
They have
It's
30.
100% true, bro. The Leafs have 13. Detroit has
Recount.
For sure, you guys would get that.
Recount.
That's crazy. That is Cam's first right answer.
Cam, welcome to the board.
Don't mess with me, man. Well, I might not know who had the most field goals last year, but
All right. Next question. In terms of the 2019-2020 season, so last season, who led the league in goals?
Are you kidding? Why am I drawing a blank?
We're really bad at being hosts of a sports show.
I could be wrong.
I feel like this always happens in trivia, though. Like, you feel like
Yeah.
you're confident, and then
You
something
panic.
happens, you
I think-
can't think of
I
it.
think this is wrong, but
I think I'm wrong
I'm
too.
definitely wrong.
3, 2, 1.
Go. We got Austin, Ovi, and Pasta. Okay. Dawson had Austin Matthews. Shane had Alex Ovechkin. Cam had David Pastrnak.
I feel like Cam's right.
Got a tie.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh.
go.
Alex Ovechkin and David Pastrnak both had 48 goals last year.
I got you. I
And
got you.
Shaner is back.
How many did
For a
Austin
long
Matthews
little
have?
drought there.
Matthews missed a couple games last year, didn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
God damn it, Dawson.
Okay.
You
This
blew
one's
it.
really, really hard. This one, I can understand why you
Dude,
get
what's the score? What's the score right
It's
now?
that. Score is Shaner has 3,
oh
Dawson has 3, and Cam has 2.
damn.
Cam out of nowhere.
I wish
Damn!
you
No.
the best of luck.
All right. I have a tiebreaker, but it's fine. The last question. This is super hard. Okay. Who had the most penalty minutes?
Gosh.
Last year?
Yeah.
I have two guys in my head.
I'm not expecting you guys to get it. If you guys get it, I will be very surprised.
I'm thinking of like the most. Oh,
5,
Two guys in my head, and I know this one's wrong.
3, 2, 1, go.
yes, Shane, bro. I'm with you, bro.
All right. So all of you. Okay. So
Wait. I think it was Evander Kane, though. I'm putting Ryan Reeves.
Oh!
No!
Oh,
Oh.
bro! You hate to see it.
all right.
It's
Oh,
brutal.
you hate to see it.
Shane and Cam had Ryan Reeves. Dawson had I don't know which Kachuk. He just
I
wrote
just
Kachuk.
wrote Kachuk because I didn't know which one.
if it was one of the two, I would have asked you which one.
Fuck.
But it was Evander Kane with 122 penalty minutes. I'm fucking surprised you knew that, Shane.
Damn.
But
Go with
we're
your
going
gut,
into
man.
the tiebreaker round,
So Cam, get the fuck out.
and
That was a tough
Blew
one.
my lead hard.
this is how the tiebreaker round's gonna work.
One from each sport.
I'm gonna ask a question, and you guys at any time can say your answer.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
we don't have to write it?
No.
So is
We're
Cam in it?
going until someone gets it. Okay?
I'm not in it.
Okay.
This is NBA.
I'm
I know I
cheating.
said that CJ McCollum led the league in minutes played. He did not lead the league in minutes per game played. Who led the league in minutes per game?
LeBron.
Bradley Beal.
No.
Giannis.
Kawhi.
No.
Paul George.
No.
Kyle Lowry.
No.
Siakam.
Jokic.
No.
Dame.
Yes.
Did I say Dame?
Oh.
Damian. No, you didn't say Damian.
Fuck.
All right. Shaner is the champion of the first ever NBC trivia.
Bullshit.
Congratulations, my friend.
It's a stupid fucking segment anyways.
Thank you.
That was super fun. I want to do this one every time.
I deserved it after Evander Kane.
That was a
Yeah,
that was
I'll
a-
give it to you. I'll
Yeah,
give it to
fair
you.
enough. Fair enough.
All right. So that was it for the first ever NBC trivia. Congratulations to Shaner.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna move on to everybody's favorite segment, and that's
Woo!
top 5. So this week we're doing top 5 NFL teams you'd want to play for. Okay, mine it like 4 out of 5 kind of has a theme, and then 1 is just kind of purely fan base related. This maybe I'm just greasing your wheels here, but honorable mention to the Colts and the Giants. I would want to play in New York, and I'd rather play for the Giants than the Jets. And I've always liked the Colts, and I really like their stadium. I think it's sick. I'd want to play there. But number 5, I have San Francisco 49ers. I think it's a fucking beautiful place. They just got a new stadium and stuff, and I really like their uniforms, their colorway. I don't know why. I always thought it worked. I really like to play there. Number 4, it's Buffalo Bills. That's the one where I'm talking about like purely fan base related. The other 3 are like kind of like temperature, weather, like where you like why you'd want to play there. You know, Buffalo. I don't like playing in cold weather. I will let it be known. I'm a coach, and every time it rains or it hails or whatever it is, I'm always the one who says, when someone says that's football weather, I tell them off and I say, no, football weather is 18 degrees Celsius and no sun, only clouds, no rain, just pure, like no wind, everything, you know, like just perfect football weather is that to me. I know Buffalo's not gonna give you that type of weather, but I like their fan base. It really impressed me this year, the way they donated to those charities and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And, you know, they're crazy fans. You know, I love that. Number 3, I like to play for the LA Chargers. I've always liked their helmets. Like the bolt on the helmet, I've always loved that. And, of course, it is LA. I'd rather play for the Chargers than the Rams, in my opinion. 2 fan bases that aren't huge right now. But, you know, number 2, this might surprise you guys, but it's Dallas. To me, who wouldn't want to play for Dallas? You know, like Shane and Cam, I get you guys don't like Dallas, but if you guys weren't NFC East fans, who wouldn't want to play in Dallas? It's probably one of the nicest stadiums. It's the most known team in the world, and like you know, like it's just so classic. Their uniforms are sick. Like I think it's just if you don't like the Cowboys, I don't like the Cowboys. First of all, I can't stand them. I can't stand all the politics that goes around them and stuff, but I'd want to play for them. Like, who wouldn't want to play for Dallas, in my opinion? And number 1 is obviously New Orleans. It's my favorite team. Beautiful stadium. New Orleans is a party town. I'm a party guy. Saints have been my team forever, and that's number 1 team I'd want to play for 100%.
Interesting. So I took a little bit – I went a half-half approach with you. So number 5 is the Houston Texans for an interesting reason. I want to go to the Houston front office, go to the top management, and fucking take a shit on his desk, because that is the worst organization I've ever
That's what you would want to play for them.
I would want to get drafted by them just so I have access to the facility to go and tell them to go fuck themselves. Right? The worst run organization I've ever seen in my life. It's sad. They lost JJ. They lost DeAndre. They're not doing football any good. So, yeah, Houston, number 5 for that simple reason. Number 4, going to surprise you guys, I have Indianapolis just because they're my favorite team, obviously. Beautiful stadium, beautiful jerseys, but Indianapolis is a top 5 most boring city in America. There's nothing to do there. I went there for a few games, other than the Colts and I guess the Pacers, but the Pacers kind of suck. And the college sports teams, there's nothing going on in Indianapolis or Indiana in general. So that's why I have them at 5. Obviously, they're my number 1 in a sense, because obviously I'd want to play for my favorite team, but for the sake of this, just based on other factors, I have them at 4. Number 3, same as Matt, I have the Chargers, LA, beautiful jerseys, new stadium. Why wouldn't I want to play for LA? Number 2, like Matt as well, I have the 49ers. Again, California, historical team, nice jerseys, all of that. Would definitely love to play for San Fran. And then number 1, shout out to my boy Joey, the Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
Crazy city. Crazy jerseys. Miami is one of the coolest cities on earth. It's, definitely where I would prefer to play. That's my number 1 destination in terms of location for sure, because Miami's sick. And the jerseys are just wicked. And they're on the come up, as much as we hate to admit it. As if they can get their quarterback situation figured out with Tua and all that, I think they're going to be a sweet team. So Miami is my number 1 destination.
And just before, like, not for nothing, like my list wasn't like based off like teams right now.
No, for sure.
Okay, but also I just wanted to say, like, I was thinking about it before, and like I love Miami's logo. I think it's sick.
Yeah.
Like the helmet on the dolphin, like that's so cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like holding the ball, like that's so dope.
Yeah.
All right. For my list, at 5, kind of random. Nice city, nice stadium. The Cardinals. Don't know what it is. I love the red. I always like their uniforms. I love the black ones too.
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah, Arizona's just sick. At 4, I have the Raiders. Again, now they're in Vegas with that new stadium, so it's even nicer. But even when they're in Oakland, like, just a sick franchise, a lot of history there. Great fans, obviously. Well, in Oakland, anyways. Vegas yet to be seen, but yeah, just a cool little team. And then 3, the Browns. I don't know what it is about Cleveland, but I've always just pulled. I always said if I had to pick an AFC team, it would be the Browns, even when they're shit.
They have a
Now
great
they're one of
fan
my
base.
favorite players, so it's a nice city. Yeah, and then at 2, I have the Chargers. Sick uniforms. LA, obviously, a great place to live. So yeah, and then at 1, I have the Eagles.
Now I feel bad for putting
I don't
the.
even really need to explain that. Just what'd you say?
I said now I feel bad for putting the Colts at 4. Oh, holy shit! It's such a boring city.
I mean, Philadelphia is not a crazy city, but there's a few cool features.
Yeah, for sure.
Philly's sick. What? Philly's so cool.
I wouldn't go that far. But
I mean,
it's cool.
it's not
It's cool.
sick. It's pretty boring.
That's
It's-
with my boy Bryce Harper.
Good sports.
Yes, sir.
The sports environment in Philadelphia is sick.
Crazy. Yeah,
It's very blue collar.
yeah. It's like Pittsburgh kind of. Good sports, but not much else.
All right, Matt kind of touched on the weather, and I'm the complete opposite. I love playing in the cold. I don't know what it was. It was just every time it was cold weather, I would love those were always my favorite games. I love playing in the snow. So I chose.
Linemen love showing off that they don't have to wear long sleeves or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Shane's a
just
kicker,
love,
so he's
like,
not a
I'm a
lineman.
kicker.
Linemen, it's just a
Respect
culture.
He's a kicker.
Shayner's one of those kickers that would wear like receiver gloves as a kicker.
And a fucking tinted visor.
Yeah.
Eye black tinted visor.
All right, at 5, I went with the team that is the best team in the league. I went with the Chiefs.
I'm surprised no one said that, actually.
The
Yeah.
fan base is
Yeah.
crazy. Once again, it gets cold there. I love playing in the cold. At 4, it's kind of a surprise because it's not cold. It is the Chargers. I should be best friends with my boy Herbert. Like Matt said, I would definitely rather play for the Chargers than the Rams.
Yep.
I don't know why, but it's always been since I was young. I'd rather play for them. I mean, not like they've been there, but I've always liked the Chargers over the Rams. At 3, I also have Cleveland. Cold weather, crazy fans. Also, that Bud Light, when they opened the Bud Light fridges, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. At 2, I have the Giants, obviously, my team. The fans are kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. I'm one of them. I can vouch for that. At 1, I have the Bills. Cold weather, and it's the fans. Who wouldn't want to play for fans that are that passionate about, and they're not dicks to their players. Montreal Habs fans are just straight up dicks to every player that plays.
Fucking assholes.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
Buffalo's the complete opposite. I feel like if you have a bad game, they're like, okay,
You got this, bro.
Yeah, they're supportive. So I think Buffalo would be the best place to be.
I'm trying to think of teams that we didn't mention, like Tampa,
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta,
There's some weird cities though.
I would play for Tampa.
New England.
Fuck New England.
No, it'd be
Like
no,
Washington.
That's another one I'd rather go take a shit on their front desk.
Baltimore. Did anyone say Baltimore?
Baltimore. Baltimore would be dope. Cleveland's good though. I didn't even think about Cleveland.
I don't know. I've always liked the Browns. Maybe just because they're so shit that you want to see them do good eventually.
Yeah.
But
But I'm surprised none of you guys said New Orleans. Honestly, I'm not hurt or anything, but I just feel
Look,
it's a sick town to live in. And, their stadium's sick.
I went to New Orleans for work last year, and it's not my vibe, dude. The streets smell like pee because everyone's partying and they just take pisses outside. So it just smells like piss everywhere you go. It's not
I don't know. It is what it is. So we'll move on to our last segment. That's the segment we end every episode with. That is our lock of the week in terms of betting. This week, just like my bold prediction, I'm going straight to UFC 259. And I have Amanda Nunes moneyline over Megan Anderson to retain the women's featherweight title. For those who don't know, Amanda Nunes is a 2-division champ as a woman and the undisputed greatest of all time female UFC MMA fighter. This girl is a beast. It's ridiculous how powerful her punches are. When she gets onto you and tries to submit you, it's almost like you're done right away. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, she's I'd be shocked if she lost. It would be one of the biggest upsets of all time, in my opinion.
Okay, so you took a cop-out lock of the week. I'll take it.
But it's still a lot.
I know. For me, as much as they've let me down and they let Matt and Shane down, Cam and Matt down in the lock of the week last week, the Montreal Canadiens will beat the Ottawa Senators tomorrow, or today if you're listening, when we release it at 7 p.m. It's time. Enough is enough. This team is way too good. Enough is enough.
I agree. But my lock of the week, Raps are playing the Pistons tomorrow. Give me Raps money line, no doubt. I need a lock. My locks haven't been hit in, so I need a dub. I was also going to say Adesanya to win, but look, I do think that's a lock personally, but not willing to put my record on the line here.
Me too. I completely with you.
Ever since McGregor, I don't think anything – I'm scared of betting on the UFC.
Yeah. I think Adesanya losing would be more of a shock to me.
Absolutely.
Than McGregor losing, but yeah.
All right. I am also hopping in with Dawson. It is time for the first win in the Ducharme era for the Habs, and they are getting that on Tuesday night against Ottawa.
Let's go, boys. Let's go 4 for 4 this week. We were pretty shit last week. If you checked out the graphic on Instagram at Nothing But Controversy, we went 1 for 4 last week, with the exception of Shane.
Honestly, like, not for nothing, that was the first time we did the graphic, and it makes us look like we don't know at stuff. But if we did a graphic for like the last 10 episodes, we'd be like, you'd see green everywhere. Like,
Matt, we set the bar low and then we exceed expectations. So this is a
recipe.
Amanda Nunes, do not let me down. But anyways, that does it for episode 12 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. Just a reminder that we post every Tuesday at 5. I mean, we film on Mondays, post on Tuesdays on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can now follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Nothing But Controversy, and go to our Instagram page and click on our bio to get the link tree to all of our social media platforms.
We're taking the socials up a notch now, boys.
Absolutely. Get ready for all the graphics. Dawson's been going hard, so shout out to Dawson. We'd appreciate a share, more follows, mention us to your friends, and, of course, listen every week, Tuesday at 5.
If you share this on your story, Shane will give you a kiss when COVID is over. It's a guarantee.
Can confirm.
Okay.
Guarantee.
Later, everyone.